Hey everyone, it's me, Glyza, and this is my first ever streamed DM campaign show here in Girls Run This World. So, first, before anything, I want to thank Girls Run This World for the opportunity to be here and to tell this story with these amazing people all around me. And let's introduce them first. Let's go start with Ames. Why don't I mean not Ames? The person playing games. Why don't Clara? Why don't you introduce yourself? Who you're playing with? Who you're playing, and what their favorite ice cream flavor is.
Ooh, okay. So, hi everyone. My name is Clara, she, they. I'm playing Ames, who is the edgiest college student you can imagine. And favorite ice cream would probably be chocolate or coffee.
Let's go
Nice.
down to Riley. Why don't you introduce yourself? Um, who you're playing with, and what their favorite ice cream is.
Hi, my name is Riley, she, her, and I hate the sun. I will be playing June Best today, our double O something, JB, and her favorite ice cream is definitely vanilla.
Vanilla. All right. To the other side of the screen, we have Cass playing our agent Bubblegum Corey. Why don't you introduce Corey a little bit yourself and Corey's favorite ice cream?
Hello, I am Cassidy, and I am playing Corey, Agent Bubblegum, whose favorite ice cream is probably strawberry.
That did not surprise me at all.
What on earth would have
Not
yeah.
even a little bit. If there were a pinkier fruit, then
It was
maybe.
almost bubblegum, but too artificial. Too artificial for
Of course,
Corey.
of course, of course. Sarah, why don't you introduce Bridget and their favorite ice cream and who you are a little bit about yourself as well.
I'm Sarah, Baba Yaga, she, they pronouns, and I'm going to be playing Bridget Flanahan. And she's from Wales, but her favorite ice cream is actually going to be toffee ice cream.
Ooh, fancy. Very fancy ice creams from the team. I am going to be your special. Actually, it's called the SSA, your supervisory special agent, where I will be playing all the other characters, and all the other characters canonically. Their favorite ice cream is chocolate chip. That is everybody's villains, teachers. If anybody ever asks, it's gonna be chocolate chip ice cream, sometimes with a little bit of cookie dough, sometimes Oreos, cookies and cream. It's just the whole. It's about the texture, y'all. It's about the texture. Um. Anyway, today we are playing Brandy Rose's iSpy system, and we are playing the game called Spy.Edu. And Spy.Edu is the story of these lovely people around me and their attempt to finish college, as they're also secret super spies, and maybe there's a bit of a love in there, but we never know. We'll see as the story goes. um the scene starts with just this one man sitting in his office, surrounded by all kinds of gadgets, all kinds of things like computer screens and all that. But one thing that, well, if someone was in there, would notice was that there are no lights turned on. There's no beeps, no sign of anything being used. And this gentleman is just sitting down with his face looking onto the screen, and then he looks up and sees looks at this very big sort of bulbous um electronic thing and says, "I hope we made the right decision." And the scene ends there. Now we're going to go to each of our students. Let's start with Bridget. Bridget, it's morning. It's 7 a.m., 8 a.m. Is this a normal time for you to be up? And if it is, what are you doing?
Oh, well, Bridget's been up for a while. Uh Probably since about 6:30 because she has a guide dog named Sadie who morning times with doggies. So yeah, she would probably be outside just hanging out like in the quad or something with a cup of coffee and a notebook and her puppy
Okay.
just chilling.
Okay. You do notice your phone. It's not the phone that you have normally just for texting. It's just not your personal phone. But you do notice that a certain communication device has been quiet.
Hmm.
Never really quiet. Not the AAA, but it's
Yeah.
quiet. What do you do?
Um well, not not having a response to my good morning team, good morning Gary, how are you doing, da, 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 like normal response message that Bridget would do in the morning. um she'd look again and see like has anybody seen in the group chat,
It
you know,
looks
like
like if you open the group chat, it looks like your message hasn't been sent. It's just a constant circling of like
yeah.
ongoing hasn't come through.
Well, there's something up with the Wi-Fi. So we can go into tech support mode and try to like turn it off and back on again. You know, hold it up at different angles.
Okay.
Like, that's not right. That should be going through immediately. There's no
Yep.
delay on that.
Not on, and you realize that definitely not on AAA devices. You remember one mission that you had where you were at the bottom of the ocean and you were still able to send a text message to Gary about this little cat video that you saw. You were still able to send it very easily. But
Yeah.
this is the first time you've ever seen it like blank like that. Are you going to do anything other than try to send a message or anything else?
Um if it's not working on the AAA phone, on the work phone, then I'd go onto my personal phone
Mhm,
and in our bullshit group chat
mhm.
that's full of just memes and like
Mhm.
ridiculous college stuff. Um, I'd send a message out to everybody and then look at Sadie and be like, "Come on, girl," and go try to go inside and find
Okay.
wherever we normally congregate on school property.
The message does go through. Um And for the three of you, you hear a bing on your own personal phones. Speaking of the other three, let's go to um Clara. Let's go to Ames. What is Ames doing at this time? Uh are they awake? Is this normal for them? What are they up to?
Yeah, so Ames is probably hanging out in their room in their dorm.
Hmm?
Uh, probably just down torrenting music is probably something
Mhm,
they would do. You know,
mhm.
torrenting indie music that you've probably never heard of. No one on the
Of course.
stream, never.
Mhm.
Um, and also all royalty free. And this probably gets the
Courtesy.
message. And it just gives a sigh, like just like
Mm,
great, another
mm.
another agency, another institution with a shoddy Wi-Fi, shoddy
Mhm.
security.
You do get a message
Mhm.
from Bridget. And Bridget, what does the message say for the whole group?
The message probably says, "LOL, can't log into A3."
Okay. That is the message that you see on your phone, Ames. And you do notice that if you look at your own phone or your own work compact, there's no signal. And if you had sent a message at all, it's still not going through.
Cool. Ames is probably gonna send in the chat just say, "Well, guess we're all fired, LOL," but in like all lowercase letters. Dot dot dot.
Speaking of that, let's go to. I'm looking at both of the faces here. I feel like the best one would be Cass next. Save the best for last. Corey, how is Corey reacting to the messages that you are receiving currently from both Ames and Bridget about not being able to sign into AAA. Are you awake? Are you in class? Where are you currently?
Very awake,
Mhm.
very just out and about on the grounds. Probably just laying in a field
Mhm.
or like on the campus grass, not field, but like the
Mhm.
stereotypical image of a college campus grass with Corey just sprawled out on the ground looking up at the clouds, just having a ball, looking at the clouds in the sky, completely unaware that the AAA is down because she'd rather not check it.
Okay. You get this message from both Ames and Bridget about, Bridget was like, can't log into A3, and Ames is like, we're all fired. Haha, lol. What is Corey's reaction to that?
Probably not. System probably went down.
And that is the reply. That are you doing anything else other than that? Just sending a reply.
Probably getting up and going back
Mhm.
to the penthouse to try and meet up with everyone.
The penthouse is owned by AAA or now AAA. They have rented it out to you because you can't afford this penthouse on your own, and that's just one of the perks of being a super spy. You were suddenly blessed with what's the word, uh scholarships that give you houses and random cars sometimes. That's just the thank you that you get from AAA, currently known as Always Angels Agents. Currently that is the name of AAA, and you know this because you were sent new cards recently. It doesn't even mean, like, you don't understand why you got these cards because you're a secret spy. But you do have cards with Always Angels Agents printed on them, just in case you need to introduce yourself to other agents of different, different teams, that kind of thing. Finally, June. After receiving all of this message and also everybody else, you do see that with June opening up her phone, only Gary is the one left that hasn't read any of the message. And this is a group message between all four of you and Gary in his own personal phone as well. So only Gary hasn't opened it. June, how are you feeling?
Well, after running a kind of slow 45-minute 10K in the morning and getting back and sort of washing off, she would go over to her sign in and try and log in. And the moment she hit that login with any sort of hang up, she'd just sort of slightly hang her head and go, crap. Walk over to her closet, pull out a footlocker, and begin racking her Remington Model 700 and pulling out magazines for her Sig Sauer.
You do get that is around that time when you get a message from Bridget.
Yeah.
Can't log into E3.
So it's all of them. Begins putting magazines in. The message comes from Ames. We're probably all fired. Just quietly whispers to herself, not if I fire first.
Oh my
I-
god, I have such a crush on June.
Finally, Corey's message comes in.
Corey's message comes in. She just stops mid go bag getting out, like throwing on camouflage, and then just, I'm probably overreacting, and then just takes things off, and then in like broken caps lock, just be there soon. SN, just like be the letter, and then there, THER, and SN.
All right. Everybody does arrive at the penthouse pretty easily. This is not the first time you've been here. You've lived here for about maybe 2-3 weeks now. You are just new in college. You're new in this college here. We're gonna call it I don't know. Malibu High. No, Malibu University. Let's call it Malibu University. That is where we will be at in Malibu. I know nothing about Malibu. I'm going to make shit up. And feel free to call me out about Malibu University because I'm going to make shit up.
We're in Malibu, Illinois, not Malibu, California.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Malibu, Illinois.
Mhm.
Not Malibu, California, and I am making shit up. Anyway, you do reach the penthouse, and it's all four of you. On the table, there's a bunch of mail that was dropped in, but nothing else seems out of touch. Everything seems normal. This is a normal penthouse for four college students, freshmen who know each other very well and have been also super spies together. So you've been friends for a very long time since high school. So this is your new penthouse, basically.
This is fine. We're fine.
Everything's great.
Definitely not fired.
Definitely. There, like I said, there's a bunch of mail. And it's quiet. It's normally not quiet, but it's quiet. What do you guys do?
Corey shoves a bundle of lavender on the table because everyone seems to be a little tense.
Thanks,
Sort of
Corey.
just like spreads it out on the table like that will help.
I'm gonna make some coffee.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna make a pot of coffee and start sucking down caffeine and anxiously pacing the kitchen. Like, what do we do? Go back in the kitchen. I mean, what if we are fired? Like, does that mean that our skull? Like, am I gonna have to go back home? Are you like, this is not a good thing. I was here on sponsorship. Oh, yeah, just panicking.
Corey is attempting to get lavender on Bridget at all costs, but does not have the just the ability to catch up, and is always like 3 steps behind, just chasing Bridget with a sprig of lavender.
You can just give it to Sadie, give it to the dog, and then the dog will give it to me.
Significantly less funny.
Yeah.
Ames is gonna step out of their room, toss out like 3-4 cups of just old, not Starbucks legally, like cups of coffee. Just
Moon
total
dollars.
stone face, moon dollars. Walk over to the fridge, open it, pull out a slice of pizza, munch on it, and just say, "So, have we gotten our separation checks in the mail yet?"
I mean, there's a
Just
stack of
totally
mail right there.
ignoring
I
the
haven't,
stress
I
in the
haven't
room.
looked at it.
Yeah.
Shoves a
have any,
sprig of
like-
lavender.
I'm not
lavender.
really sure that we have been necessarily fired. June is just cleaning the sites on her P365.
Ames is gonna start going through the mail.
Okay.
That's piled up.
While you're going through the mail, you do see a couple of things. You see a letter, and this looks like it was just delivered. And it's a blank letter, not a blank letter. It's a blank envelope, nothing to trace back to anywhere. You also see a catalog of different subjects that you can apply for, different clubs you can join at Malibu, Illinois University. Different clubs that they have. That's the mail that you have right now as you're looking through it.
Cool. Ames is gonna go. No check, but it's for the clubs and stuff. Is it open or is it like a pamphlet or is it like a letter?
It's just like it's a thick like sort of magazine. Each club showing off what they can do, what they can offer, all of that to you. It's like a magazine, yeah.
Cool. Ames is just gonna like flip through it, look at Bridget kind of panicking, I'm guessing, and just be like, "Here, why don't you distract yourself for a bit?"
Oh, there's a robotics club. Yeah, no.
There is a robotics club. So there's a couple of things that you do notice if you go sift through it. There's a robotics club. There's a surfing club in Illinois, Malibu, Illinois.
Porn
There's
surfing,
a surfing
man.
club. Yeah, there's agriculture club. There's martial arts, and something that catches your attention. Spy 101. What do you do with the letter Ames? Ames, what do you do with the letter?
Can you repeat what the letter was again? Sorry.
So it's just an envelope and there's a letter inside, but there's no markings on it.
Cool. I think Ames is gonna see that and just like Ames seems like they don't care, but they have enough know-how to know like they should
Mhm.
probably go through the proper like precautions to open this in
Okay.
case it's what's the word I'm looking for? Tampered with in any way.
Okay. Go ahead and roll 4d8 for me, please.
Ooh. First roll.
1, 4, 4, and 6.
So 1, 4, 4, and 6.
Yep.
Okay. Let's see. Where's my little cheat sheet?
First roll. First roll.
All right. So, you open it and somehow because of how new it was, it got a little smudged. Like
Oh.
it feels like when you open the letter there's something more uh to it, but because of how it was packed or whatever and sent out, the outside is unmarked, but when you open the letter and you try as hard as you could, but when you open the letter it looks like it was smudged and all you can see is the words agents marked stuff and then enjoy and then marked stuff and then why. So it's agents, a couple of sentences that's smudged that you can't tell. Enjoy, a couple of smudges, and it's just the letter Y.
Do we recognize the handwriting?
It is. It's Gary. It's Gary's handwriting.
Does Gary have a heavy hand?
Not really. But it is Gary. I mean, the handwriting is Gary's. You can tell just because you have seen it in his reports and stuff. But one thing you realize, Ames, is that Gary doesn't usually send letters.
Gotcha. So Ames is gonna turn to the group and be like, "Has anyone tried to contact Gary today?"
I just sent the message in the group chat.
Has
Yeah,
anyone
they're not
tried
working.
calling Gary today?
We can do that?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Flips
know?
open
He might not
phone,
answer,
dials
but-
Gary.
It goes straight to voicemail.
Ooh.
And this is the voicemail. You've reached Gary, the manager of Hilton Hotel. Please leave a message. I apologize for not being able to reach you at this time. And you do know that he is undercover as a manager at Hilton Hotel, Illinois, somewhere in Malibu.
Malibu Hilton.
With the
Malibu
letter,
Hilton.
with the letter and the roll, would I have done any sort of like invisible ink type checks on it or anything like that?
Yeah. It doesn't seem like there's any hidden stuff in it. It seems more of an accident with the smudge stuff. But yeah, it does say agents enjoy Y.
Ames, can I see it?
Yeah, sure.
Does anyone care if I potentially make this worse?
What's that?
About this
No
letter.
skin
Does
off my
anyone
back,
care if I
so-
write more in this letter? Okay.
I was about to take it and,
I'm even
and
take
try
a
to do the
pencil.
little thing too. So yeah.
You pencil check? Yeah, that's what I was about to do.
Also, would we know if
So
Gary is someone
yeah.
who would say like enjoy? Like is Gary someone who would want
He
us to
does.
enjoy things?
He does,
Yeah.
generally. Like, Gary has been one of your closest friends. Like, he's been your handler since high school, and he's a sort of an uptight, sort of man, but like you cared about him because you've gone through a lot of stuff with Gary. So he does want you to enjoy things, but sometimes he will take you at the most inconvenient time to go do some missions. But for the most part, he does care about you. So he does enjoy. While you're going through the letter, by the way, you hear this loud, obnoxious laugh. The loudest, most obnoxious laugh, and it's your neighbor and you don't like them, but it's them anyway, and it's Cindy, and it's Cindy's laugh going right through the door. It's like, oh my god, you guys, I can't believe they're still accepting people to go into this clubs. Oh my god. And that's the
I
sound of
fucking
Cindy.
hate that woman.
She's on my list.
Oh.
And then you can tell that Cindy's standing right outside your penthouse door and is just like, I can't believe none of these losers have joined any of the clubs. Soon they'll run out and then they'll fail. Oh my god.
I'm
She's
gonna
going
grab
higher.
And then just walks away.
She's going higher on the list.
before she leaves. I'm gonna hand her a very small bouquet of flowers.
You're gonna open the door.
You're
and
gonna
just
open
hand
the
her a
door and
flower?
hand her a
Yes.
bouquet of flowers?
Yes.
So Cindy grabs the flowers and it's like, ew, I don't just take flowers from losers. Throws it back at you and walks away.
I mean,
Even
I'm
higher.
just gonna walk
Even
over,
higher on the list.
open that door, and just yell down the
Like-
hall at Cindy, "You suck!"
Oh,
have itchy hands later.
so what did you say, Ames, again?
Oh, Ames is gonna if the door is still open,
Yeah.
so after Cindy says that, Ames is gonna yell from like the kitchen or wherever they are, just "You suck!"
And then what were you saying, Corey?
That she touched the flowers.
She did. She threw it back at you when she touched the flower.
Yeah, she's probably gonna have a rash later.
That's awesome. And you do see her sort of like, like whatever, but it's rubbing a little too hard. Not like just getting rid of stuff, but like you can feel that it's a little bit of like, oh, yeah. And her response to you, Ames, going, "You suck," is like, maybe you should ask your teenager friend for a better insult. And it's not a great insult, but she did it anyway. And she's very proud of it. I am not a bitchy girl, but Cindy is. So just imagine that was a bitchy response. I tried.
Top 20 at least. Top 20.
Top 20 insult. Like, find another teenager that can come up with a better insult. Anyway.
Find a better tone of pitch of voice. There's a whole octave for you.
Excuse me, my voice is perfect.
Perfect
Anyway,
grading.
Just as because your mother said that to you doesn't mean it's true, lass.
Anyway, she's already moved far away. Can't hear any of you.
We're still shit
It's just
talking.
like
Classic,
we're all just shit talking, and it's just great. You do realize that you do need to join a club because Cindy is right. If you don't join a club, you will fail. It is something that Malibu University demands of its students that you need to have. You need to be well-rounded as a student here. So there's a couple of choices for y'all to choose on what club you want to join it.
Well,
Corey's just breeding flowers together.
So there's
Completely-
agriculture club, there's robotics club, there's Spy 101, and please don't let my importance of the tone of the importance of Spy 101 get to all of you, but there's also fishing, swimming, surfing in Malibu, Illinois,
Corn
Malibu
surfing.
University.
Corn
Yep, on the Great Lakes.
Corn
On the Great
surfing.
Lakes. Yeah.
On the Great Lakes
Ooh,
of
that's
Malibu,
cold.
Illinois, surfing lessons. So, Feel free to choose whichever one you want.
Well, I think that we all should be going into. I can't pick I can't stick with the correct island accent. I think that we all should be going into the same, into the Spies 101. But I'm going to be also going for this robotics and the martial arts. I've always wanted to do the hiya.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna go into the agriculture, but if you guys want to do another as well,
Well, I mean, I think if the Spies one, we could. I mean, come on. We wouldn't really even need to do anything. We just need to show up and be like, oh, yeah, no, that wouldn't, you can't use a grappling gun to try to go into a 40-story building. No. You have to go in from the top with a helicopter dive. Like, it would just be so easy for us.
Did we sign a non-compete?
Oh, that's a good question. Do we have a non-compete or an NDA that we're under?
Can we not join this? Let's get us in trouble.
Somebody roll dice. I want to see if anybody remembers. Just 48s, please.
I'll roll, yeah.
7, 7, 5, and 3.
7, 7, 5, and 3.
Yeah.
All right. So, who else rolled?
I got 6, 2 1s, and a 4.
6. And then Sarah, did you roll as well? Oh, Clara?
Yeah. 1, 3, 3, 8.
Yep.
And
I got 2, 4, 7, 8. Who do we appreciate?
all right.
Spies. Go Spies.
Not Cindy.
Not
Yes,
Cindy.
Fuck Cindy, man.
Fuck Cindy. Sorry.
I freaking love Cindy. Excuse yous. Okay, so
She's wonderful. I'm sure she's going to grow up to be a fabulous woman and get
We've
over
had-
all of her internalized misogyny. But
We've had Cindy for 6 seconds and we all want her gone.
Yeah. Seriously.
Cindy, I freaking love Cindy. All right, so Corey, since you were the ones that asked the question, you do know that you do have a sort of exclusive contract with AAA that you can't join any other special like spy agency. But that is that while you're reading the Spy 101, it's more of just like a club, like a celebration of spying, learning a little bit about what the world knows about it, the world about spyings and like that kind of thing. But it isn't joining one. As for let's see. As for June, you don't remember. You've been in this you've been with AAA or whatever version of AAA since you were a kid. You don't remember if you signed anything. It's too late if you didn't. You basically sold your soul to AAA. That is what you know, so you don't even think about it anymore. Bridget, you signed it. You were aware of it and you remember it, but it's not on top of your mind. You know, it's been there for a while. Same thing for Ames. Like you signed something, but but is it like if somebody says no, that's not what it meant, you would both have been like, okay, well, whatever you say, that's not what it meant. Then I guess I can join this other stuff. Corey's the only one that's 100% sure that no, we can't join another spy team. We can't. And June is like, why would I join another spy team? That makes no sense. But yes, that is the rules about this.
cool. So yeah, there's no reason why we can't join the club or any other team.
I mean, there is, but also Gary's not answering our calls, so
What Gary don't know won't hurt him.
oh well, he'll certainly know he's a spy. But we could still do it to spite him.
Well, and we don't have to say like, oh yeah, there's this guy Gary who messaged us on AIM back when we were children and randomly started like people when I've tried to explain it to my family about how I got my work and they just give me odd looks and ask if I'm okay, if I need help or anything, and I have to explain to them, no, it's not that kind of a situation.
Blink
But-
twice if you need to be saved.
Yep.
I'm less worried about people finding out about Gary and Gary finding out about other people, but he's ignoring us, so I don't really care right now.
He can be mad later. It's easy to ask for forgiveness.
We're call it reconnaissance. I'm bored.
Yeah. We're doing some what is it? Market research.
Mhm. So
How can we
Oppositional
expand our
reconnaissance, yeah.
business?
are all four of you entering the Spy 101 club?
I mean, we could at least check it out. We don't have to join.
Just pick it and I'll show up.
Maybe
Just
if he sees us poking our head there, then he'll surface to yell at us.
Yeah, like how your parents always know when you're about to sneak out. Like, oh, yeah, that's great.
Since all of you may have decided to join or at least scope it out, you continue to read the catalog. And in the catalog it says Spy 101. If you are interested in joining this club, text yes to this number, and it is 2554, and that's it. That's all it is there, and on how to enroll. But on the description of the subject, it's, are you interested in the super international amazing life of a spy hero? This may be your chance to join and have your foot into the door. Now, I can't promise that you would be the spies that I would need, but at least you would be able to see what it means to be a spy. Are you ready, agents? And that's basically what I can't repeat that whole thing, so don't make me repeat it. It all came from my mind. We'll just have to rewind it if you need it. But yes,
Just clip it, yeah.
just have to clip the message in the catalog. But yes, that is the message that you read in the catalog, and then it does say text yes to the number that I said earlier that I obviously wrote down.
Short code.
Yeah,
2554.
exactly. That's the one. Go ahead and if you decide to send a message, do everyone send a message? Okay. You do receive text back saying, thank you for your interest in Spy 101. Please report at 5 p.m. Today at this, and then you get a picture of the beach somewhere in the Great Lakes, because we're in Illinois. In the Great Lakes, there's a little cave. There's a little cave there, and that is where it's just a picture of a cave near the Great Lakes of Illinois, because I have decided that we are going to be in Illinois, Malibu, Illinois University.
So sorry, everybody.
There's a Great Lakes, there's a cave, and that's where you'll meet.
Yep.
Oh boy.
And
All
that
right.
is a great time for us to go on break, actually. Thank you for everyone who is watching. We will take a 5 to 10 minute break, and I also want to thank Cutest Patoot, the creator of this game. They are watching us right now. Yay! Thank you for joining. Hopefully I give a bit of justice to your game, and hopefully everybody is enjoying themselves. We'll be right back for more Spy.Edu. Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody, to Spy.Edu. The last time before break, we had left our wonderful crew of spies deciding to join Spy 01 for an easy score, an easy grade. They received a picture of where to show up, and it looks like it is by a lake near a cave. You are now all in front of this cave. It's pretty quiet. You don't hear anybody else inside the cave. What do y'all do?
I think Bridget would be looking for tracks, like to see if it, like the whole way as we're approaching, to see like how many people have gone this way, how
Mhm.
many people are going into the cave. Like, this is shady.
Okay, go ahead and roll 4d8s plus 1d8 because you are that is your tracking.
The tracker.
Nice.
So yeah, Bridget and Sadie, the guide dog, are nose to the ground, literally. Oh God. Okay, so the highest is a 7,
Okay.
and I got 2 2s and 2 3s.
2, 2, 3, 3.
Mhm.
Okay.
I can't.
Technically, you were a little bit successful. You were able to tell that there have been people walking in and out of this cave. You don't know if it's recent. You can't tell if it's recent. For whatever reason, maybe it had rained, or maybe the
The tide or something.
whatever basically had gone over it. So you don't know if it's new or if it's old. But there are people people have, it's not an empty place. It's not a animal, it's humans
It is not
going
going
in
to
there.
pop out.
Yes, there are people there. They're not animals there. They're humans. So that is what you do know. What about everybody else?
June would be looking tactically for high ground, low ground, any sort of points to position. I don't know, say somebody with a sniper rifle. One of those things.
Go ahead and roll a 48.
Okay.
What is the ground situation? Is it sand, gravel, rock?
It's like it is sort of rocky.
I am going
it's
to
not.
reach into my backpack and pull out my foldable cane because sand is not very good. And also just use it to start kicking sand up because I feel like it.
I got 2 2s, a 3, and a 6.
You don't see much.
Okay.
It's too there's too much cover. You're not confident that nobody is hiding. You don't see anything, basically. It's a little bit difficult for you. That could mean that there's nobody there, or that they're just much better at you in hiding. Anybody else?
I am intentionally trying to make noise by kicking up gravel. That way,
Okay.
if anyone is hiding, they come for me.
Okay.
With people around me who know what they're doing.
Okay. Ames.
Are we in the cave or are we
You are outside the cave yet.
outside the cave? Cool. Ames is probably gonna fiddle around in their pocket, just make sure they have a breath mint in case a situation arises where they need a breath mint. And probably do the same thing as Riley. I forget. June.
June.
June's character kind of take inventory, like similar with before, just like the spy training kicks in.
Okay. While you're all four of you are doing this, you feel a presence coming from behind you all. Not from the cave, but like going towards the cave. And you hear the scariest thing you're going to hear. And it is waiting outside. We're supposed to be inside. You're getting in my way. And it's Cindy just pushing past all four of you and goes straight into the cave.
A perfectly spherical pebble goes soaring past her head.
Roll 4d8s to see if it hits her.
Oh, God.
I wasn't meaning to, but if I do, even better, quite frankly. I meant to miss, but if I don't miss, that's better. 8, 5, 2, 1.
That's a spread.
She feels it. It doesn't hurt her, but she does feel something hit her. And she looks around and she's like, "Ugh, whatever." And just goes in. And do you follow her? Do you stay outside?
Hey, I'm gonna yell after her. You'll get hit by the avalanche first.
Ames is gonna follow her and be like, hey, Cindy, you want a breath mint?
No, thank you.
And then Ames is
You
gonna,
got
I
the little
guess,
bird shit in the back of your head there.
Whatever. And she does go in now. Do you all follow her? Ames, you follow her?
yeah, Ames follows Cindy.
Okay. Inside, you do see a group of people, like a group of students. Not a lot. It's basically like less than 10 people. And that includes all four of you already. So there's not many people there. As you are all walking in, as the four of you walk in, you do hear something like a trap get what's the word?
Sprung.
Get
Activated?
sprung. Yes, get activated. Everybody roll a 4d8. I do want to give, let's see, an extra d8 to Ames because this is something that you're used to, like infiltrating and stealth. So you get an extra d8 for that one. Tracking for Bridget because that's something important that you usually would notice. But everybody else just gets a 48 unless you can explain to me how you might use your gadgets or specialties to get another D8.
There's too many people around, otherwise I would just immediately try and gadget around it, but it's too crowded.
Okay.
You can't give the game away. Like if we reveal that we're actually
Yeah.
spies, then
There's also that.
Oh, Ames is still pushing Cindy to try a breath mint. So
your breath
She's like-
really bad.
She's like, ew, can you just get away from me? I don't.
I mean, I would, but like clearly I'm attracted to garbage breath, so you should just take this breath.
Garbage breath.
And I'm assuming is no one trying to stop Ames or
I don't think
Everybody knows what that is.
Yep.
And we're just like, yep.
I've also been strategically throwing pebbles at like her shoulders so that any loud noise makes her think there's an avalanche.
June's been waiting for this day, frankly. Like, let's let it happen.
So
Hey, beat down against Cindy.
does anybody roll anything to avoid the trap? I mean, everybody actually rolls for that. I would just want to know what your rolls are.
Shit.
I rolled 2, 5, 5, 4, 5.
5, 5, 5, 4, 5. Is that correct?
Yes.
25545.
Oh, so 2, 5. Sorry. 2, 5, 5, 4, 5. And then this is for you, Ames. What about June? What's yours?
7443.
7, 4, 4, 3. Bridget.
2, 2, 3, 3, 5.
Oh.
Okay. Corey.
Consistent.
3, 4, 5, 6. Not in that order, but I
4,
put them in
5,
that order because it's pleasing.
Okay. 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 All of you were able to escape it since it wasn't very well hidden. But all of you were able to escape it. However, in your distraction, you don't notice this sort of very sleek and very pretty, somewhat older lady just jump out from behind you.
Mommy?
And jump out from behind you. So like you were able to jump out of the trap and the trap was sprung and whatever. Cindy actually got caught in the trap and is just like, oh my god, let me down for the love of God. That's what she's doing right now. While all four of you were out of the thing, and this beautiful older lady stands behind you and says, that was very impressive, ladies. And that was very impressive, students. How how very impressive. May I know your names?
What's your
Cindy.
name?
Cindy. Well, I am Professor Vera, and I am the teacher, the instructor of Spy 101. And you said your name was Cindy, and then Cindy is in the trap going, you wish your name was Cindy. And then and then Professor Vera is like, Cindy, and you, I apologize if I asked the name first. I'm just so used to, doing roll call. This was a little bit of a different class for me as well. But yes, my name is Professor Vera. May I know your names? I already know Cindy's name.
Yeah, that's Cindy. And over there, that's Cindy. And I'm Cindy. And that's Cindy
Ah,
right there with the cane.
very good. All of you
I-
are Cindy.
I'm Cindy. Wishes she was us.
I see. I see. Very interesting. Very interesting. And she does pull out a little notebook and takes down your names. And you can see she's filing through, and it has your pictures on it, and your actual names on it, but also is like happily writing down everything you said. Well, class, it's very interesting to see everybody here. And then she does look up. Cindy, are you ready to come down? And Cindy just goes, of course, just to be down from here, God. And she is let down eventually, and everybody's all sitting down. And you do notice that the cave is very comfortable. And there's plenty of there's plenty of like bean bags, very comfortable. And in front of you, Professor Vera is saying, welcome to Spy 101. I am very happy to have all of you here. Today, we are learning just about a history of spies here in Malibu, Illinois. There is a very important, I want to say, background when it comes to international spies here in Malibu, Illinois. It is the home of what we like to call the CIA here in Illinois. This is where it all started. A lot of people think it's somewhere else, but we all know, but it's not.
Pentagon who?
Yes, the Central Illinois Agency.
Central Illinois Agency is
Yes.
exactly where it all started, as you all know.
Are we basically like cryptids taking a lore class? Like, are we just in the back laughing at everything that's wrong with what she's saying?
It could be right, it could be wrong. June would know if Professor Vera is correct, because June has been in the spy business since she was a kid. But Professor Vera believes in every single word. You do see Cindy enraptured by the tales that Professor Vera is explaining.
How many kids look like they thought we were just gonna watch the James Bond movies? Like, how many kids are already clocked out?
This is not Cody Banks. I would like to leave.
Yeah. I thought this was gonna be the movie watching club.
June is 100% focused on Professor Fair.
So
Yeah.
Cindy is like super excited, enthralled by Professor Vera, because Professor Vera looks like very, very pretty, and Cindy has very bisexual, lesbian feelings.
I think everybody does when Professor Vera's around.
Whenever Professor Vera's around, you're attracted to Professor Vera. Anyway, there are a couple of students that are not paying attention. Just a couple of kids with their hats turned around, just sort of like at the back, not really paying attention. And
I'm
Professor
doing a
Vera ignored.
civilian count.
Huh?
Oh, Ames
I'm
is
doing I'm doing a civilian count, basically.
About 3 people.
Hmm.
Ames has
Remember,
started
there's less than
Among
10
Us
people.
game in the back. 100%.
Okay.
Yeah,
Among Us
not paying
game.
attention.
Awesome. There is one thing that you do notice when Professor Vera comes up. There is an assignment. If I would have any volunteers interested, we are going to do June. Well, I'm very happy to hear that. We are going to go through what I like to call a simulation exercise.
Who's June? That her name is Cindy. Cindy Professor Vera. All of our names are Cindy.
It's
Of course,
actually
Cindy.
Best. June Best.
June. Thank you. That is
I would so
amazing. Best? June Best? Anyway, June, and the other Cindy's, and this Cindy.
That is our band name, June and the Cindy's.
June and the Cindy's.
June and the other Cindy's.
The other Cindy's.
Sorry. Yeah.
The other Cindy's. June and the other Cindy's. Anyway,
Original Cindy not invited.
Original Cindy not invited.
Oh my
Anyway, there is an assignment that I want to present. In Malibu, Illinois. That is the home of one of the most popular, one of the most famous agencies. Now they've gone through multiple names in the past. Currently, it's a secret what their actual name is, but it does involve 3 A's. This is one of the more, I want to say, more popular, very well kept secret of the spy world.
Man, are you sure
Yes.
you just didn't get your car checked? Like,
Yeah, I mean,
are you
AAA
sure?
is a different
Yeah,
thing.
this sounds
Of
like
course, of
smart
course.
people.
Of course. That's why it's all rumors. I've never been, like I said, I've never been in the spy world. These are just the things that I know based on book learning and stuff like that. But it does exist according to this book that I found.
Seems
and one of
mildly irresponsible to throw out conspiracy theories when talking about spies, but okay.
this is
I mean,
Spy
yeah, that is kind of an
101.
abuse of your position and power.
I'm
over a
sorry.
student.
May I get your names again? Cindy
Cindy.
and other Cindy.
Cindy.
Perfect.
And she does open her file, and you do see your real names and
Oh,
your
yeah.
over there.
I'd be
Perfect.
more
You guys are
concerned if she
lovely.
didn't know our names at this point. That's on her.
Lovely. Anyway, I do need volunteers. It's an infiltration assignment into this building, and when you see the building, it is the AAA building as you know it.
So, why exactly are we trying to break into a private business?
Oh, this is one of the volunteer buildings that was given to us for this subject. They are it is a test of your skills to see if you could break into, obviously with a lot of boundaries. We're not going to let you get shot or anything. You are students. But it is a way of breaking into the AAA. So there will be no guns. It'll just be your wits about you if you could break into.
So we're going to be
this.
avoiding carjacks?
So, a little bit of social engineering? Like,
Like, I don't
Are you
even know what
are you
AAA is.
interested in this? If you pass it, you do get you do get A+, and you don't have to attend another class ever again in Spy 101, of course. I can't make the same promise everywhere else, but you do get an automatic A in my
I mean,
class.
I just want to prove that this is just a car dealership because I don't think you know what AAA is, so I'll do it.
Of course.
I mean,
Anybody
as long
else?
as we're not going to get like any felonies or misdemeanors or
Of
anything like
course
that, I'm
not.
done.
Of course not. Anybody else?
I'm fine with felonies.
Oh, all right then. Uh,
She takes a note. Okay, with felonies.
Anybody else? And she's obviously avoiding looking at Cindy right now because Cindy's like, "Oh, me, please, me." She's like, anybody else? Anybody?
Ames is gonna
Moon,
raise their
Shield.
hand, but
Oh,
still
yeah.
be playing Among Us with clearly with like several other people in the class.
And nobody else is raising their hand. It's just you and you, Ames. You are the fourth one. I'm sorry, Cindy. I didn't see you right there.
Poor
Uh
Cindy.
I didn't see you
Freezed
right
out.
there. So it's just all four of you then. Okay. All right then. Well, agents. I hope that's not too silly of me to call you that. Agents. We are going to have our first trial to see if you how good you are as spies. You know, your natural raw talents. So I'll meet you all here at this address, and then she does send you an address, which is the AAA building. Not AAA the car, but AAA always Angels
I'm
agents.
I'm attempting to confuse her as much as I possibly can, even though she
Understandable.
clearly knows what she's talking about.
It's always Angels Agents. That's the name of AAA in Malibu, Illinois, the home of spies.
Mhm.
And you are given that address that you clearly know is the like the the address that you go to whenever you are called on. It's not called always always Angels Agents, but it is that building. So
Is it a triple A? Is it disguised as a triple A?
it is disguised as a triple A insurance company building. That is what it is disguised as currently.
That was right.
Okay, well, I mean, we can maybe check to see if we can get any better. Like, I don't have a car, but June, maybe you could get some better insurance or something.
Yeah, I do need that.
Oh man.
Flashback.
Ames whispers to Cindy, she probably didn't pick you because your breath smells.
Oh my god.
You guys are so mean. And then she runs out
Yeah,
of the
that's
gate.
right.
You can still be the human shield.
Cindy runs out screaming, in tears,
Oh.
and she's gone now. She's at home in your penthouse, not in your penthouse, like the neighboring penthouse.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's Cindy.
Poor Cindy.
Poor Cindy.
I
don't
actually
feel
feel
bad.
bad.
I have no pity for Cindy.
Ames, how many people are you playing with at the back?
There was 3 other people,
There's 3 other people.
so probably like 2 of the other folks. We were probably in a
Okay.
3-person game.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's give them names. One of them is named Nick. The other is named Brian. And the last one is Angela. These are your classmates in Spy 101 with Cindy, who had just left crying. So these are all of your classmates in this club. Cindy, Nick, Brian, Angela, Ames, Corey, June, and Bridget. These are the Spy 101 people. Are you guys going to do anything before it is evening time for your mission?
Attempt to call Gary multiple more times.
Yeah, I mean, like, find our key cards for the building.
You never really get key cards.
Like how
you just
easily
get
can
like
we just
you just like get summoned by Gary. So this is like the first time you're trying to act like this is the building, but you never actually have walked through the doors like normal people. You just get, grabbed. Basically.
We do silly walks through the doors.
Yeah. So you just get like vacuumed in and you're like in Gary's office, that kind of thing. vacuumed in, is what he likes to call it.
Are we gonna walk up and they're gonna expect us to have to break in, and we're just gonna be able to walk through the screen door like sup?
I don't know. What are your
That'd be
plans on
amazing.
doing? It is quite quiet here currently. Are you like what have you planned before the before arriving at AAA? Are always Angels agents?
Hmm.
I think June would go for another, quick 10K and then a bowl of ramen. Maybe do some stretches, find her finest black turtleneck, and then get prepared to infiltrate that evening.
Do
Awesome.
we are we actually gonna break in? Like, what is the plan here?
I think we have to at least pretend to break in. If the security won't let us go through because they know who we are, then we'll have to figure it out.
It's not like the professor's watching us. Not that she could if we didn't want to be. Like we could just walk in.
Sounds like an easy A to me. Just
Yeah.
walk in, walk out, right? There's
Does this sound like something
infiltration.
Gary would sign up for? To be like volunteered to be robbed?
Local college students enter your place of business and take Xerox of their butts. Like, yeah, that totally seems like a legit thing.
Well, I mean, we could have just ruined his entire recruitment plan for the year. Like,
Ooh, that's a good point. This could be how they get new spies these days.
we could have just signed up for the thing we already do, and now he doesn't have anyone.
Listen,
He's
if
at
he
some
would-
like big workshop. That's why he hasn't called us back.
If he's trying to replace us, I'm not allowing that. I'm no one's second best, okay?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much just job security here. So, and then Ames pulls out. Ames is probably just eating more junk food at this point. Just another cold pizza slice.
There's a never-ending supply of cold pizza from the cafeteria.
Yeah, it's probably started like a social media page like Cindy needs a breath mint. Like at Cindy needs a breath mint.
Poor Cindy. But also Cindy absolutely deserves it. All right. So now that you've done what you need to do for the day, get ready. You do see a car parked outside. It's a sizable van, kind of dark and black, and you see Professor Vera in like a black sleek turtleneck, sort of like what June is wearing, and a leather jacket, and with her red hair sort of like parted side shape. She looks very hot. Professor Vera is just waiting in front of you guys in your building and goes, "Are you ready to go?"
Corey was kicking a trash can, trying to get it to vacuum them in before spotting the professor.
What are you doing?
Kicking the trash can.
Of course. Everybody else ready? We're gonna go ahead and get to the building that we're gonna try to infiltrate for the day.
Great, can't wait.
Cool.
Are you coming with us?
I'm just here to observe from afar. I have my binoculars and all of that.
Yes, very, very high-tech stuff. Okay.
Of course. Well, jump on in the van.
Yep. And further, I'm leaving Sadie at home in the penthouse, and wearing my glasses to see because it's supposed to be infiltration. So
Awesome.
no puppy barking.
Awesome. So, it doesn't take that long for Dr. Vera to drive you to the AAA building, the face of always Angels agents that I totally didn't make up on the spot. And you know that this is the building that you've always been sort of vacuumed in. You never really get to walk out of it, but you do. This is a building that you are, very familiar with. As you walk in, you see that the front doors, the normal doors that would let normal people in through, is very much bolted. Like it's locked. There's steel. Everything looks closed. It's like they decided to close for the weekend, and there's nothing open in it. Does what does everybody want to do?
Have we been dropped off from the van by this point? Or are we still on?
You're dropped off from the van. Vera drove away, and you do see her driving away up a hill. And if you pay attention, she will park somewhere further away, and you will be able to see with your spy eyes a hint of like just like light blinking off of her, just watching through a very high tech binoculars.
I think June is going to turn to look at Ames and just say, it might be best if you lead us on this infiltration. A lot of us don't have experience, and I'm not. And then just flashback to like young June, teenage June in various like screaming, ah, with just like a gun drawn and like noise coming out. And then flashback to the current place. I'm not as subtle as you are sometimes.
Yeah. So Ames is probably gonna like. So Ames is gonna respond. Okay, easy A. And just start walking down whichever alley by the building looks the sketchiest.
Okay.
And then just kind of start looking, and it just assumes that the rest of the group is following them, and is going to immediately just go into, just start looking for a way in.
All right. There is a side door.
Okay. Yeah.
There's just a side door. It's locked though.
Cool.
Remember, you do have people do have their gadgets. I think June has a watch, maybe that might help out.
Yep.
Do we need this door open?
Yeah. Does anyone have anything? I have one thing.
Do we
but
need the
I'm
door to
saving it for
remain a
someone.
door?
Do we need the door to remain a door?
That's a really good question. That's a very valid question.
Well, I don't know. Do we know do we know if Professor Vera like has us mic'd in some way, or is she purely?
She can hear you, but you can't hear her.
Do we know that?
Roll. I want to see if you do know that. If you
Okay.
were able to
That
know
changes a lot of topics of conversation if we know we're being listened to.
1, 2, 5, 6.
You don't know.
Okay.
Does it?
You don't know that she is listening.
Cool. So,
Do we want to be subtle about opening the door or not subtle?
well, she's listening, and I'm pretty sure the objective, the class assignment was to break in, right?
So
Ames looks for like a heavy enough rock, and then just smashes the door handle.
Roll again for me, like a 48.
48.
Yeah.
40 of them.
48.
1, 3, 3, 8.
You're able to break the door handle. But you do notice as you break the door handle, it looks like the wood was just like is just a cover. So as soon as the handle falls off, you notice that the wood underneath the wood is like a whole metal door. So it feels like a metal door went down on it, kind of on the back of this normal door. That's what you do notice when you break down the handle.
So it's like a reinforced,
Yep,
like
steel door.
2 or more part door. That's cool. Maybe we need a little bit more not rocks.
I got it. And then just June holds out her Rolex Submariner against the door central portion, does a little click of a dial, and then uses a magnet to try and rip the door off of its hinges.
while that's being done, I'm gonna take my phone and purposely angle it so that the binoculars she's being seen out are getting that really annoying flash of light that distracts everything.
Um, Corey, roll to see if you were successful in doing that, or if you just gave more attention, basically.
Maybe she thinks I'm signaling. I don't know. 8865.
What if I land too?
865.
Yeah,
All
8865.
right, you are successful in blocking Professor Vera's, view. And you
While
do
also
realize,
making it look like I'm checking my phone.
you do realize that she's I don't know because of how far she's, but the way you're focused on this like endeavor of like making sure that she doesn't see you, do notice that she's rubbing her ears a little bit. That makes it seem that she's listening to something. Now, whether it's you or whether it's something else, that's unclear. But you do notice in her annoyance, she rubbed her head a little bit, and you notice that there's something in her ear. Uh, June, roll for your gadget thingy plus
Go
5
Gadget June.
So like 5d8, I think.
77872.
All right, so 77872. What was it you were trying to do? Because whatever it is, you did it.
Done.
Basically, magnetize the door and rip it off its hinges.
Okay.
Ames is going to yell out into the air. Good thing we found that really big rock.
Yes! Clunk! I quite agree. Twist the dial, door falls off the watch onto the ground.
You now have an entryway into the AAA building. What do you do next?
So Ames steps in and just says, would there be, so Ames would step in and say, well, we should probably head to the main office, right? And Ames gives like a wink to the group.
Yeah. What was our goal here again? Truthfully, what were we supposed to do?
Was the assignment specifically to?
Are you asking me as
Corey is very much saying this out loud while also asking you.
Okay, as a storyteller, the main thing is for you to infiltrate in and out. Professor Vera didn't actually give you any instructions on what to do. She just wanted you in and then out. She didn't even tell you to get anything. She just wanted in and out.
Corey's gonna walk in the door and walk out the door.
Yeah, Ames would do the same at that point.
See if we get the little achievement, basically.
Yeah, 2 step forward, 1 step back. We come
Perfect. You do get a text message from Professor Vera and says, "You guys did well. You may go home now."
Right, job well done. I guess we can head out.
Oh, now this feels like we did a thing.
I don't know if I'm comfortable going home, leaving the door just cracked wide open to.
Oh, that's all part of the test. You can all go.
Professor Vera, weren't you our ride?
That is correct. Do you guys want my car? You can all go with my car.
What's the model?
It's just a van.
Oh, okay.
It's a Dodge Caravan.
It's a black van.
It could be.
Actually, you know what? You do see Professor Vera drive in front of you, and it's like, all right, well, you did really well. I'm proud of all of you. You broke in, you went in, and you went out. That's all we needed. That's all I needed. And shall I drive you all home? I'm sure AAA will fix that door when they get around to it.
Yeah, I think I'm just gonna go over to the coffee shop around the block.
I'll drop you off.
You can leave.
Oh, I can leave. Does anybody else want to ride home to their penthouse? I can drop you off at the
coffee sounds good.
Ames immediately is going to grab June's hand and go, I could go for coffee.
All right.
Everybody has a crush on June. Like that's just everybody's gonna try to date June. That's what this game's gonna devolve to.
Okay. Professor
Oh, I
Vera.
meant more like grabbing it down. Sorry.
Yeah, that's what I
Oh.
thought you meant.
Professor Vera is just gonna shrug and gonna drive away. All right. Well, I'll see you guys later, and just drives away.
I love you.
Sorry, mommy.
Mommy, sorry, mommy, sorry, mother, sorry, mommy.
Mommy
Do we
Vera,
know if
Professor
she's still
Mommy?
listening to us now? Do we know if she still has us bugged? Yeah.
Corey is the only one who might have a clue that she was listening, but I don't know if she told anybody. But she didn't say that she was listening. She didn't say that she wasn't. She is driving away, though.
I am gonna take out my phone and open a music streaming app and as loudly as I possibly can just start playing things for long enough that if she was listening, she turned it off now.
Okay, perfect. You don't get any way of signal or whatever, whether it was turned off or not, just because you don't know.
I think Bridget would want to go around to the front of the building and try to locate the security guard or a number for the building security to call to
Bridget-
report that the door's open.
While you are doing that, you do hear a notification on your work phone.
Oh shit. I'm gonna go right over to everybody else and be like, oh, did we all get this message? Or is it just like, oh,
It's a group text. Everybody does get it, but you were the first one just because you were closest to the building. And it said, "Congratulations, ladies. Come on in." And it's from Gary.
okay.
Oh, I don't have to hunt down and kill Gary. Okay.
You've had to do that before. I mean, don't answer that right now, maybe.
Flashback to the 3 instances she's had to do that before. Oh,
Three
And
is
the-
such a specific.
and then she
Fourth
just says,
time's the charm.
not that many.
Oh, wait. More than one.
Ames is gonna waltz through the door that we clearly opened with a really big rock.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The rock.
Dwayne.
Dwayne the Rock. We opened it with Dwayne,
Dwayne
the Rock.
Rutherford the Rock Johansson.
Yeah, and just start heading towards the main office. But actually no, yeah, Ames trusts that Corey successfully turned off any listening devices.
Yeah. Go find
do-
Gary.
You do find Gary, and Gary is like slunched over. There's no lights. Like he's just like that over his desk, and there's no lights on the computers and everything. What do you do? This is basically what you see when Gary when you walk in. Gary is hunched over with his head on his hands, and it's quite dark.
Is it normal for us to see Gary like this?
No.
Okay.
This room is always bright and everything's always turned on. There's computers moving. You would see we're calling that Brandy instead of Gladys. Brandy is usually our computer that talks to everybody. But Brandy is turned off as well. And Brandy is never turned off.
That's not good.
Ames is gonna walk in and look first time seeing some concern break on their face and be like, hey Brandy, what's the weather like? Kind of like a hey Siri.
No response.
Is there a light switch on the wall that we can just flip on?
There is
Okay, then yeah, that's what Bridget's gonna do right away. That's
no
Yeah.
lights turn on.
ooh. Oh, well, something's wrong with the circuit. I can go check that out for you if you
Sure.
She draws her weapon.
like
Corey turns on the flashlight on her cell phone,
mhm.
points it at Gary.
Where's it at, Gary? On the desk while you're pointing at Gary, you realize it's not Gary actually on the table. It's a young man.
Oh no.
In fact, it's one of your classmates, Brian.
I was gonna
Brian,
say,
you're-
Nolte?
Ames is the only one who knows it's Brian because Ames is the only one that hung out with Brian.
Yeah.
And Brian is wearing Gary's clothes.
Ames is gonna go and approach Brian
Mhm.
and be like, Brian, you're looking kind of sus, and kind of like to puts out a hand to like check on Brian.
As you do that, Brian sort of like drops on the table.
They got Brian. They got Brian.
So training kicks in. Ames is gonna immediately just start checking Brian's pulse. Checking him.
There's a pulse. It looks like he's just asleep.
Cool.
Okay.
Is there any signs of like did he just fall asleep? Did he get knocked out asleep?
He has one of your breath mints in his mouth.
Oh, that's not what they do.
Oh, that's right.
Can you roll 4d8s, please?
It'd be a different problem if that were the case.
Yeah.
God.
4, right?
4d8s, please.
1, 3, 5, 6.
You can't tell. You can't tell if they were knocked out or if they drank something that caused them to fall asleep. What you can tell is that they are unconscious. There's a pulse. They can't be easily awakened. So it's in a natural sleep, basically.
Okay. So Ames is just gonna slap Brian awake then.
Just
Roll another
repeatedly
4d8s.
hit
I want to
until
see
he
if he
wakes
gets
up.
successful in waking him up.
June's just feverishly saying, "We shouldn't have come here. It's a compromised position. We did it ourselves."
1, 4, 6, 8.
1, 4,
Not
6.
rolling.
He doesn't wake up, but it doesn't look like he's much in the way of like danger. His breathing is normal. He's not like dying or anything like that. His breathing is normal, but he's not waking up though.
And he doesn't have sleep apnea or anything like that.
I mean, not that you're
we can
aware
tell.
of. Not that
Does
you
anyone have
know.
a
Like
sleep-
Brian
Does anybody
isn't
have
really-
a CPAP?
Does anybody know Brian? Does anybody know Brian's history? Not that you know.
We'll just put him on his side to make sure that, just
Does
in
He
case.
anyone
snores it out,
carry-
it'll be fine.
Oh.
Does anyone carry smelling salts on them for literally no reason?
I'm a lot
Ames
better
is-
at. Go on.
Oh, Ames is gonna ask if Corey has any. Corey, do you have any lavender?
Oh,
Oh wait,
Oh, lavender.
it's a powerful
Yeah, here.
smell.
what you
Sorry?
need?
All right. So,
Okay.
gonna try and just wake
Okay.
wake him up again. but
Let's do 5d8s this time,
cool.
just because of the lavender.
I'm also gonna sneak in a sprig of fresh mint,
Mm.
which if you've ever smelled a mint leaf
Mm.
or an activated mint leaf, you know
Okay.
that. Yeah,
The moment June smells
I'm
it,
gonna
she
roll,
just
and then
blows.
also I rolled 2, 3, 4, 2, 7, and rather than
Okay.
holding it under the nose, totally just slapping him with a stick of lavender and mint.
With the mint, I'll let you roll one of the two. Rerolls one of the two.
Okay.
With the mint. That
Roll the wine.
all right. Well,
This dice is going out.
he's
the mint
like
didn't give enough weight to the slap. It didn't help.
you slapped him. There's a mark there. It actually scratched him a little bit. Poor guy. His beautiful face. But he doesn't wake up. He's like And then
Corey attempts to rescue the lavender that just got smushed.
awesome. You do hear you do hear an applause, a clapping sound, as you're doing this.
I
And you
want.
slowly turn around. And there's Professor Vera standing in front of you. Very well
I'm
done,
instinctively
agents.
gonna get out of the line of sight between June and Vera.
Yeah,
To the side.
seconded.
Congratulations, agents. You do get an A plus in your infiltration project. Welcome to Spy 101. It has been a pleasure to be your professor for this week.
Let me guess, you're not a professor.
Oh, I am a professor. Professor Vera.
You about to get fired.
I wouldn't say so.
What are we doing here?
You're letting me in.
Professor of what feels like the next relevant question.
Professor of Evil Studies.
I'm just a normal professor with a normal kid.
Kid?
Yes.
You never said you had children.
Whoa. You have a kid. That's
Can't do
hard
that.
pass.
It's not a deal breaker. I just need to reassess some things.
You never said you had a kid. Anyway, I had thought you all would leave, but since you're all here, you do see her like pull out not really a gun or a weapon or anything, but sort of like a plug, and she immediately plugs into the side of Brandy, like
Oh.
the wall that has Brandy, plugs it in, and you can hear some sort of like electric suction noise.
No.
Can we prevent that from touching Brandy?
I mean,
Like,
go ahead and roll what
would
your
like to.
reaction would be to
I'm gonna use my gadget of
Okay.
my laser bracelet and just zap it before
Zap
it ever
the-
touches
zap
the
the-
console.
wait, who are you zapping? The
stick.
the stick, the plugged in, or like,
The
because it's a
device
really
thing.
long, it's
Yes.
a long, you know how like Dr. Octopus has a long arm,
Yeah.
that kind of thing, but like she pulls it out
Yeah.
of her back
The-
and just
The
plugs
port,
it into.
the part that wouldn't let it connect,
Okay,
so that it messes it up and won't let it connect.
awesome. Go ahead and roll 4d8s for me, please.
Do I get the 5th with the gadget?
Yes, go ahead.
We must protect Brandy.
That is a 8, 6, 5, 2, 1.
Okay, so that one cancels out. Complicated, yes. All right. So, you were able to cut it off. You're able to like pull out. You're able to pull out some of the. You're able to pull it out, the cord, but Professor Vera doesn't seem to be too worried. She smiles at you and says, "That's okay. I got all I needed." And she claps. And you see Brian suddenly stand up
Oh,
and smiles at you four. And looks at Professor Vera and says, "I'll handle it from here." Ames, this is not Brian's voice. You've never heard Brian sound like this before. Brian sounds like just a surfer dude in Malibu, Iowa, or no, Malibu, Illinois. I don't know.
Same thing.
Illinois, same thing.
Yes. Yes.
And says, "Yeah, Malibu, Illinois." And says, "They're a surfer boy from there. They usually sound like, yo, dude, I don't really care." But this Brian sounds, "I'll take care of them for you, Professor."
like
And
hell
Professor
you will.
and Professor Vera does turn around and sort of like sucks up the hand or whatever into her back. It just looks weird. And it's like, good job, Brian. You also get an A. And then just sort of like Dr. Ock it out of the way. Basically, she's Dr. Ock with the arms, and she is, swooping away.
I would like to
Um,
fling myself bodily at her to try to get her to not.
okay, go ahead and roll a 48. I'm also going to roll 48. Actually, Ames, can you roll a 48 for me? This is for Brian.
Yep. Wait, am I rolling for Brian or
You're
my
rolling for
reaction to
Brian.
Brian? Gotcha.
You're rolling for Brian.
Cool. 48.
Mhm.
3, 4, 5, 7.
I got 4, 4, 6, 7.
Perfect. So what you're able to do is you're able to Brian jumps right in front of you as you're throwing yourself over to Professor Vera. However, this doesn't stop you. What does happen is that you are able to knee Brian in the face while he does that, and you're able to grab onto Professor Vera. And um as Professor Vera is, flinging herself out, what do? You're able to hold on to her for us for a round.
Uh, awesome. Gonna wrap my legs around her waist
Mhm.
and dead weight.
Okay. Go
Just
ahead and
try to
roll.
drop her.
Go ahead and roll.
Oh no. Oh. Okay. That's 8, 8, 6, 2.
Perfect. You are very successful in, just like being and grabbing her into this thing. It looks like she's wearing a backpack, and it is the backpack that connects her body to the arms, and that is what you are able to grab. She, however, is able to escape because you're grabbing onto that part, and you're able to pull back that device while she is able to sort of run away. And she turns around to face you and says, "You really deserve all of your A's," and just jumps into the car and drives away. You are now in, Brian is on the floor. You have the backpack that has a part of Brandy in it, or maybe all of Brandy in it. Um, and you still don't know where Gary is.
Is Gary's phone? Did we ever notice that Gary's phone like was next to Brian or anything like that?
No, you didn't look. You just saw Brian sort of like that.
Okay.
Can we
I
put
got
the
the
piece of
backpack.
brandy back?
Ooh. I am a
You don't know?
mechanical engineering student, but I can try to do computer engineering. Is anybody a computer engineer by any chance?
You do hear Brian moaning. And this doesn't sound like Brian, the cool, suave Brian. This sounds like, what happened? I was just goofing around with my boys. Where am I?
Go back
Why
to
is
bed,
the
Brian.
dirt?
Go back to bed.
Ames is
What?
probably going to be checking on Brian because they're gaming buddies.
Friends now.
Yeah, essentially.
June
Um,
throws her
yeah,
weapon.
true friendship is gamers, obviously.
Right,
And probably just like uh Ames is probably gonna come up with a cover story like, dude, you literally we were in the middle of some games and you literally just overdid yourself on the Red Bull. Like literally wake
Where-
up. We don't know where we're. I think we're at AAA or something right now.
Triple A?
Yeah, you just were
This
convinced that.
never. This doesn't look like any AAA I've been into.
Have you been in any AAAs? Dude, you don't have
We're
a
back in
car.
the
You're
server
a
room.
surfer.
We're the
Oh.
server room for the building.
Oh, you're right. I've never drove a car in my life. I walk around a lot. I don't think they trust me with cars, dude. Like, I swear. Like,
All right. Well, I think you can probably take the bus back to campus.
where are you going?
Get coffee.
Let's just all go home together. Can I join you for coffee?
Sure.
Awesome. Which coffee shop are we headed to?
Brian, what's your major again?
Oh, philosophy.
Never mind. Let's go get coffee.
As a philosophy major, Jesus Christ.
It totally fits the philosophy major
right.
surfer
It
boy
really
would join the
does.
spies.
I've known so many Brians.
We're gonna go. Brian and I are gonna get a head start to the coffee shop and grab a table. Why don't you guys check us out of here?
It's so dark here, and that's basically the conversation that you get.
Dude,
It's
you're
so
wearing your
dark.
sunglasses. Come on.
Sunglasses? I don't have any sunglasses. And then
Why am I wearing old man clothes?
what the heck?
I'm telling you,
What is-
you had way too much Red Bull.
Right. And we're going to get coffee?
They have chai. They have other things.
You're right. Something calming, like,
You want a
like
kombucha?
Mountain Dew.
Right,
Oh.
Mountain Dew.
I
Right.
am going to put chamomile in this man's pocket. As he
Like some
walked away
Mountain
talking
Dew.
about calming Mountain Dew.
Oh, Ames.
Mountain Dew does
Caffeine
relax
is
me.
Ames. Yeah,
Yeah,
is Ames'
Tart cherry juice.
calm down
Have a
drink.
glass of tart cherry juice.
Awesome. So Ames and Brian do walk to the coffee shop that's around the corner. What do the other three do?
Try. Is Gary's phone in the room in Gary's room?
Go ahead and look for it. Roll
Uh,
for
I'm gonna
Is
try
that
to
tracking? I'm trying to track the
it's
phone.
tracking. Yeah, you're tracking his phone. You're tracking for Gary.
Okay,
I'm gonna try to put the piece of brandy back into the brandy.
put Brandy into Brandy.
Just
Put
plug
Brandy
it back in.
inside Brandy.
Yeah, just plug it back in, pretty much. See if that works.
See if there's a reverse, like on
Yeah.
the back.
See if I could just reset it real quick. Get a paper clip in there.
Okay, let's do the 4d8s first for 5d8s because you're doing tracking.
Yep. So I got 3, 4, 4, 8, 8.
Ooh, okay. You're successful in finding that phone. It looks like it's been bricked though. Like somebody had stepped on it or something.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna
Okay.
show everybody. Like I'm like, oh, I found his phone. But I'm gonna take it so that way Vera or whoever she is can't get it later because
Right.
I don't sus. Super
Um,
sus.
Corey, go ahead and roll for trying to fix Brandy.
2557.
2557.
Yes.
All right. It's mostly positive. You were able to do it. You guessed. You have your best guesstimate that you found the right codes to put it back in. You won't know this until the next episode, but you missed something. And you'll find out next episode that there was something that wasn't completely put back in. So
It's
there.
more
Brandy
on
is
now than it
evil
was
now.
before.
It's let's just say Brandy before this moment was a computer stable, super nice. The new Brandy has a little bit of an interesting personality.
If that's
Basically.
the worst we get out of this, then so be it.
I mean,
That
we still haven't found Gary, so
Yeah.
Basically, you'll find out next week. But this Brandy that you'll meet is a little different from the Brandy that you are.
Brandy
very
with an
close.
attitude can help us find Gary better than no Brandy.
yeah.
That's true.
Sassy Brandy is still Brandy.
It is still not turned on though. You are able to put it back, but there's still no power. I don't know how that happened, but there's still no power in this place. So
Okay.
currently Gary is missing. His phone is on the floor. Brian is having coffee with Ames. The three of you are left alone in the AAA. before we end tonight's stream, because we're getting there, what one last final thing do you three want to do to find Gary?
Find the breaker box and reset it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, to try to get the electricity back on, because then maybe we can like see on a computer screen or something.
Who wants to roll for that one?
I would like to, but if anybody else wants to, they can't.
Bad.
Go ahead.
Can I do 5? Because it's mechanical engineering. I understand breakers.
Okay,
and
let's do that then.
With any hope, Gary's chipped.
Oh geez. Okay, so I got 1, 5, 6, 6, 8.
All right. That's pretty positive. As all of you three were looking for this breaker box, and you are successful in finding it and able to turn it on, you do notice that there's going to be there's a bit of like a reboot system. There's a bit of a countdown of like when it'll start. So while that was happening, you walk around and you see a shoe outside of a cabinet.
Ooh. Is it a fancy old man shoe?
It is a fancy old man shoe.
Aha. Oh no.
June's just
If
going
this man
to.
is taking a nap in a cabinet,
June just draws her sidearm and opens it.
You do see Gary playing with a Nintendo Switch in his cabinet. And he's like,
Gary!
girls, you found me. Hey, did
What
it
the fuck
work?
are you doing in here? Your
Oh.
building just got broken into. Brandy's all fucked up. Well, somebody tried with an octopus vacuum arm to take her.
Oh. Well, somebody from your school reached out to me and wanted to do a little bit of a training for new spy students. And I said I'll let them take over for a little bit. She seemed very, very intelligent and very, very pretty. And she knew totally what was happening. So I let her, she was very, very pretty.
Who put this man in charge?
Oh my god.
Gary, do you
Professor
happen to know?
Vera, right? Red hair.
Very,
Just
very yes, Professor
smokes-
Vera from Malibu, Illinois, your own school. She
Yeah, I
said
think-
that she needed some sort of good background and wanted to train some super spies. I didn't know you three would be into it. Where's Ace?
Incredibly into it.
Do
Yeah,
you
not-
have a supervisor, like a district manager, anything that we
No,
can
I'm
talk
the
to?
CEO.
HR.
Oh, we're doing bad.
I wanted to call this Gary's Angels, but then they had already existed and we were like, no.
Can I
Gary's Angels
Google
already exist.
Professor Vera and just see if she actually works at our school?
Go ahead.
Yeah, like we have the access to all the internal campus stuff, so we should be able to
Yeah.
see every instructor that works there.
That is a 6, 4, 2, and a 6.
6, 4, 2, and a 6.
Yep.
It's not hard to find. Professor Vera is a professor at your school. She started this year.
I don't know if that's more or less suspicious.
She started this year and teaches philosophy and the only one club of Spy 101. And I think that's
Where did she get her master's from?
I think that's a wonderful place for us to end with Professor Vera's face on Corey's cell phone, revealing that she has been a teacher for a year. Unless there's anything else that anybody else, go ahead, June.
Could add June is going to peek her head in like cartoony style over the shoulder, looking at the phone, and just be like, check how old her kid is, and then that's it.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, everyone. This has been Spy.Edu. You have met our great spies. You've met AAA, our weird spy agency. Next week, there's going to be some more fun and some more shenanigans. I have been your supervisor. What was it called? SSA. I have been your supervisor, special agent, whatever. Yeah, that's me. And you can find me everywhere just by looking at Classical Glaza. But that's enough about me. Let's go ahead and say hello to all of the more important people, the cast. Please, Bridget, take it away. Sarah, introduce yourself,
Yep.
where we can find you, who you played, everything else. And what is Sarah's favorite ice cream?
Oh, okay. So yeah, I am and will continue to be Sarah Baba Yaga. You can find me on the Twitter still at Shut Up Sarah. No H at the end. I'm not one of those Sarahs. Which no offense to no offense to
If you have an H in your name and your name is Sarah, get the heck out.
yeah, if you have an H like Sarah Moore, spelled wrong. I've been playing Bridget, and yeah, that was a lot of fun. My favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip, just hands down.
It's great. Next on our wonderful group of spies, let's go with Corey, played by the amazing Awkward Cassidy. That's just not me calling her awkward. That's her name. That's her handle. Okay, I wasn't calling Cass awkward. I'm sorry. That's how it
Screw
sounded.
Sarah's with H's. Cassidy's awkward.
We all have to diss someone.
It didn't register. to
Cindy's
me
not
because
here. We're
I
turning on
chose
each
the
other.
name.
Oh god.
Hi, I'm Awkward Cassidy. I am awkward. You're right. You can find me on Twitter at awkwardcassidy_. And this has been a blast. And I also like strawberry ice cream. It's good.
It is.
Awesome. And next we go with the wonderful Riley, who played June Best or Best.
Hi, I'm Riley Gritch on Twitter and Twitch. That's GRYC. And I love German chocolate cake from Cold Stone. That's my favorite.
Finally, our last but definitely not the least, Clara, introduce yourself, where we can find you, and what's your favorite ice cream?
Cool. Hi, everyone. Again, I'm Clara at Verily Disco on Twitter, and you can also find me Verily Disco on Twitch. I played Ames Huang, non-binary, no care in the world, and my favorite ice cream is mint chocolate chip.
High fives.
As the SSA and also me, Gliza, my favorite is chocolate chip only. Chocolate chip. I don't like mint, except in my toothpaste. That's the only time I like mint. I know people who don't like mint. I don't like mint, but not that much. Anyway, we have been Spies.Edu. Thank you for joining us. Join us next week for some more shenanigans. This is our limited series Spy.Edu, where we play Brandy Rose's Spy.Edu, and hopefully, if I do my planning right, a bit of a guest voice might show up. I don't know. I'm trying to work on it. Anyway, have a great rest of your night. See you next week. Bye. I hope you enjoy
Fuck
yourselves.
Cindy. Cindy's an ass.
Drink water. Bye.
Drink water.